Hi guys, CJ here. We currently have a few positions available for relationship managers. If you would like the opportunity to work in sports marketing, this could be it. The ABA is the largest pro league in the world and partnered with the AAU, representing over 700,000 athletes around the world. Building business relationships and helping bring new audiences to every business we're working with is the goal. We're not limited to one state or region. Businesses partnering with sports is always a win-win for the community. Sound interesting? Then drop us an email and get more information at jobs@aba1on1.club, and we'll get back to you right away.
Sassy B Worldwide Productions. With over 25 years of entertainment experience, we have done it all. Celebrity appearances, red carpet events, image consultation, and branding design. Our clients range from American football stars to Hollywood celebrities and everyone in between. Want to make a splash in the entertainment industry? Then it's time to get sassy. SassyBWorldwide.com.
The best way to keep up with everything happening around here at ABA 101 is to join our monthly newsletter. Just for joining, we give you $230 worth of free gifts from our sponsors once you confirm your email address. You can unsubscribe at any time, but why would you? Just go to our website, www.aba1on1.club, scroll to the bottom of the page, and subscribe.
You're listening to ABA One-on-One Podcast.
Hey guys, it's time for a new episode of ABA One-on-One.
Open up, yeah. Open up now. Open up. Open up, yeah. Open up. Open up now.
Welcome back to another ABA One-on-One. Today we got another royalty in the house, Nick Anderson, Orlando Magic, and we got the boys back, Rick and Brian. And man, Nick, welcome to the show, and let's talk basketball, man.
Number 25.
All right, thanks for having me, man.
Awesome. Hey, well, like we always do, let's start off a little bit, about your career, like, coming up before you got into the NBA, and then getting in with the Orlando Magic as a showcase player. What was that journey like?
Well, I'm a Chicago kid, born and raised. South side, west side, where I grew. Chicago is a place where you have many talented basketball players to come out of the Chicago area. I grew up under the likes of Isaiah Thomas, Mark Aguirre, Terry Cummins, Sonny Parker, Maurice Cheeks. I can go on and on. And but you just think about the talent that came with me and after me, before me. My good friend, me and Tim Hardaway, we grew up together playing in different leagues where we played against each other in high school. And you go on. Derrick Rose played at my high school, Simeon High School. Jabari Parker played at my high school. Now we got another kid who's in the Eastern Conference Finals right now with the Miami Heat, Kendrick Nunn. He's from Simeon High School. Me and his dad played together on the same high school team. So, basketball is coming from Chicago, just a great place to see some good high school, college, and a bunch of NBA players. You got a host of NBA players that's spread it out throughout the league today. So, just a homegrown kid. And I go from there to the University of Illinois, and I had the opportunity to play with a bunch of Chicago kids, great guys coming up together. Kendall Gill, Kenny Battle, Lowell Hamilton, Steve Bardo. I can go on. Marcus Liberty, who was the number
Yeah.
one player in coming out of high school in 1987 out of King High School. Got an opportunity to play against Marcus in high school, and we were college teammates. So, and after that career at the University of Illinois, being the first draft pick in the Orlando Magic's history, it was just a great opportunity. And
Oh yeah.
had a great 13-year career, playing 10 years here in Orlando, 2 in Sacramento, and finishing my last year with the Memphis Grizzlies when the Grizzlies moved first year in Memphis after moving from Vancouver. So just a great career. As we speak right now, I'm in the front office of the Magic, have been in the front office for the last 14 years. So it's been good. God has been good to me.
Now,
Nick,
speaking of the Chicago connection there, Nick, now I'm going to throw some names at you because I hang out with a lot of Chicago boys here. Like Tim was here before, but Fatty Cox, Eddie Cox, who's a good friend of mine. He's my business partner.
Right.
Also, Andre Moore.
Andre Moore, Loyola.
Big Andre.
Yeah.
You see, it's kind of a 6 degrees of separation because Tony King and Flea, Lavertus Robinson, another guy I played with over in Greece, and I played with Lowell in Greece as well, and you also played with a real good friend of mine, Brian Shaw.
Oh yeah, B. Shaw, great guy. You mentioned Lavertus. In high school we used to call Lavertus the Lavitator. I mean, you talking about somebody that can go up and touch the top of that square with no problem? That was him. Just the build that he had in college. It was just, high school. It's just like, hey man, this is a grown man out here playing.
Nick, you guys also, me being a Carolina guy, you guys also stole one of our guys, Kevin Garnett.
Oh yeah, Kevin
came out of his senior year, stole him right after Monday, man. Stole him from right.
Finished his high school career at Farragut High School. Teamed up with a kid that I thought was one of the greatest athletes to ever come out of Chicago, and Ronnie Fields. Just a phenomenal athlete, athleticism. Yeah, you talking about what they call bounce? He had the bounce.
Yep.
Wow.
Ronnie Fields, he's a hell of an athlete, man.
Yes,
now,
he was.
You had a great career, man. You did some things there in Orlando, and you were one of those faces of that franchise that really helped put them on the map. They've gone through some changes, they've kind of been up and down, and it's kind of like a new movement that's happening through. What are your views? Because you're in that front office now with Orlando. How do you see that franchise going? I watched some of the games this year when they came back in the bubble, and I was really pleased with the roster that they have.
Yeah, I
was really pleased with the way that they played, the way they competed. What do you see? And my personal view, I think you guys they might have like that one player. I think you need that one player that can score or go get his own bucket when need be. What are your views on that?
Well, you're making a great point there. That was something that always been mentioned. But I have to start at the top with the great leadership of Jeff Weltman and John Hammond, our president and our GM of basketball operations. I think it's two great basketball minds, and I think they're doing a hell of a job. And, one thing I had to start with, it's unfortunate to see Jonathan Isaac go down like he did, because this young man, he was well on his way. And I think he can, he has the attitude, the work ethic that I think he's going to come back from his injury and strong, because the work ethic that he has. I mean, this is a great young man.
He is. You're right, Nick.
Yeah. At 6'11", I in my opinion, I really thought this young man was on his way and can do a little bit of everything. He was finding his way, could score the ball inside out, and
he can step out. Exactly.
Yeah, starting to knock down that that 18, 19-foot jump shot and even expanding his shooting range out to the 3-point range. But on the defensive end, he's a force to be reckoned with. Good help defender, good on-the-ball defender. And like I said, I think he's coming into his own. And I really honestly think that he's going to bounce back because of his work ethic. The kid works so hard. And that's a piece that you have right there. And then you talk about adding that go-to guy. I'm pretty sure that with the minds that we have in the front office and the leadership, and I mentioned Weltman and Jeff, I think they will find that the help. You look at Vucevic, and I say this,
addition.
I mean, yes, he is. He might not be the most athletic big man in the league, but from top to bottom, he has to be mentioned in the skill set for a big man because he has
Very fundamentally sound.
Yeah, yes, he is. He has those skill sets around the basket.
Yeah.
He can use his left hand, right hand. And now he's stepping out and hitting that 3-ball, which makes him a deadly threat. You have to play him. He could put the ball on the floor and get to the basket and finish. Great free throw shooter. And his game has expanded. And then you go to Aaron Gordon, who I think is coming to his own, being more consistent. And then you talk about people wanting to see more consistency out of Aaron Gordon. I think he's shown that it takes some guys a little bit more time than others. But I think with his athleticism, his size, 6'9", he's doing a phenomenal job. And again, I talk about leadership and Coach Clifford. I'm just there's not a lot of words that I can really say about this guy. I mean, he's just done a great job, and I like the way he approaches the game. He's a defensive-minded coach, and he's one of those coaches that if you're doing the things that you're being asked of, he's going to let you play your game.
He did a great job in Charlotte.
I think he's a player. Yes, he did. I think he's a great coach. I think he's a player's coach. He's a guy he's going to hold you accountable. And nowadays in this league, you have to hold these players accountable. You just can't okay, I'm going to let you do what you do well, but at the same time, I'm going to hold you accountable for the things that are being asked of you. And I think Coach Clifford does that. You talk about Markel Fultz. I think he was coming around, got off to a shaky start in his career, but came to Orlando, and I think he revitalized his young career. He got his confidence back, and he started playing extremely well. So, and his size is 6'4", and his body frame, knows how to use his body and finish well. I think he was coming into his own. So I think there's a lot of pieces there to obvious. When you on that journey for a championship, you have to add pieces and get better in all the areas. And I think our leadership is doing just that. I just like what we see in the young talent that we have, and I know that they're going to add some pieces to continue what they're trying to do.
Well,
we need to get Nick Anderson in the gym with Markel Fultz and get work with you. Nick Anderson would be the perfect guy. I'm recommending him now.
Well, I'm a basketball head. Even though I don't coach, I'm not involved in our organization as far as the BOps. I'm still a basketball head. I still love giving given to me, share my experience and sharing what I see out there on the floor. I can't say I know Jonathan Isaac would ask me different things when he was in his young early stages of him being in Orlando. But before him, when you had players like Tobias Harris and Victor Oladipo, these guys would see me sitting on the sideline before the game, after halftime, and they'd come and ask me different other things. And I'm more than happy to share what I see, what I think you can can do a little better. For I take Victor Oladipo for a great example. He would ask me on guarding this player, what do you see, or what do you think that I should do in guarding them? And I tell him little things coming off screens, how you get over a screen, don't let a big man get a good pick on you, things like that. So the guys do and have come in and talk to me and ask me different things, and I'm more than happy to give my little insight. I call that giving back to what was given to me.
Yeah. Hey, Nick, let me ask you a question. Someone mentioned this to me, and I kind of wanted to talk about it as well. But Victor Oladipo, when he left Orlando, I think he went to OKC.
Yes, he did.
And he played a year with Russell Westbrook. And this guy that I was talking to, he's a talking head like me. He said that year with Russell Westbrook just blew his career up. He just went off after that because he saw Russell Westbrook and the work ethic, how Russell Westbrook played and practiced. He said it was phenomenal. That 1 year that with him turned his whole career around.
Oh, you can see it. I give you a little story. I was asked the draft that was Victor Oladipo was in during that time. At that time, right before the draft, just talking, and someone asked me, said, well, the Magic needs such and such type of player, talking about two guards and stuff like that. And they asked me, said, well, who do you see? Who do you like in the draft? And I said that, in my opinion, Victor Oladipo is the best player in the draft. And they were like, really? Really? And I said, yeah. Here's a kid that plays two-way basketball. And I tell people when they say, well, what is two-way basketball? This kid plays offense and defense. He's tenacious on the defensive end. And in my opinion, I think his defense made his offense.
Yep.
Yeah, he was a guy that didn't mind playing guarding the opposing team's leading scorer. If he was at the point guard 2 or 3, he was that type of guy. He was hungry on both ends of the floor. And I used to tell people, I said, and me and guys used to joke about different things when we talk about players. And I said, mark my word, Victor Oladipo is going to be an all-star. Yep. No, man, you kidding me? I said, watch and see.
Yep.
Lo and behold, he became an all-star.
Playing for Nate McMillan, I think also enhanced his career quite a bit.
Yeah, because again, what I mentioned is that, here's a kid that wants to get better. He's coachable. Yeah. He knows how to take constructive criticism and build on it. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, you have some players, their skin isn't tough. You say the wrong in their eyes, you say something and they take it the wrong way.
Yeah.
But when you're coachable, you take all those things in and say, well, hey, coach is seeing something that I might not see at this time. Let me work with that. And I think Victor Oladipo, like a Jonathan Isaac, is some of the most coachable young men that you can come across.
Yeah. Great. Well, see, that's what you want. I mean, you want those players that are coachable, because those are the players that'll stay hungry and grow. And you made a great point about today's players. A lot of them don't have thick enough skin, and they're too. I guess they're too sensitive nowadays in terms of the sport. We've had conversations about that for, I don't know, week after week. It seems like, CJ, doesn't it?
Comes up a lot.
And hey, Brian, and you know why too, right? Remember what I told you? They're like that because they've been taught like that, because they haven't been held accountable. Not their fault. Not their fault. These are kids.
Yeah. And not to take away today's coach, I'm not saying a lot of these coaches don't get on their players, because I see them do. But you take a guy like a Stan Van Gundy, I think was a hell of a coach. But Stan will hold you accountable, whether you the 15th man on the bench or you the superstar on the team.
Yeah.
No
And
question.
I think some of these guys need coaches like that.
Agreed.
You know, yeah, they need coaching like that. I understand you are the big man in town, but the big man in town has to be held accountable just like anyone else on that roster.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about Shaq.
Oh, the big fella. I
No,
mean,
I gotta go hear some stories about that.
Oh yeah.
well,
Oh yeah.
you know, I go back. I remember being at the University of Illinois, and Shaquille came to U of I for his visit. I was the one that took him out on his visit, and I never. I can remember that bringing him from school up to Chicago, and we went to. I don't know if you guys. I know Jewtown. When we used to go shopping, and that's down by the UIC university has taken all that property. But anyway, I take him up there. We go shopping, and everybody's looking at this guy. He's 7'1", and he's like, "Look at this dude here." I mean, it's just amazing. And like I said, I go back to knowing Shaq those many years, and now then having the opportunity to team up with him in Orlando. And when we drafted Shaq, the whole franchise changed.
Yeah.
I mean, we go from just being the Orlando Magic to being a team that's getting all this notoriety.
Yeah.
Everywhere we went, the media attention was on us.
Yep.
Then
you got Penny.
That was the start of a brand new era, bringing Shaq in, and then you draft Penny Hardaway. And I remember watching Penny when he was in college at Memphis State, and they used to call him Penny from Heaven. I mean, I'm looking at this kid. This kid, 6'8", athletic, can pass the ball like Magic Johnson. Just skills off the chart to be a young guy. I can remember getting that year, getting Shaq. We got the #1 pick, and then the following year we got the #1 pick again. We drafted Chris Webber. Golden State drafted Penny at #3, but John Gabriel had brought Penny in for a second workout. And that's when, we drafted Penny, drafted Chris Webber, and then that draft night, swapping the 1 and 3 picks, Golden State gets Chris Webber, and we get Penny, which now we got a young 1-2 punch. And you add in the rest of the guys, myself, Dennis Scott, just a host of good young talent. You bring in Horace Grant, Brian Shaw, and look what happened to us there. We took off being a young team, and no one expected us to really thrive like we did in such an early stage in the young Orlando Magic history. We get to the NBA Finals and, beating Boston in the first round, Chicago, then Indiana, and ended up losing to Houston in the NBA Finals. But that was a great journey. I mean, being with those
you
guys.
didn't know who was that guy that stripped Jordan? I didn't ever hear about that. Did you ever hear? Did you know him?
Oh my God!
Did you know him,
Rick?
I'm just curious. Did you know him, Nick?
That was a crucial play.
You telling me?
Come
Man,
on,
come on!
Rick.
You guys were the hottest ticket in town, man.
Hey, Nick, we had John Gabriel on our show.
Yeah, we had John Gabriel.
And he talked about that. He talked about how that guy got the #1 pick 2 years in a row, and everybody was saying, "Wait a minute, something's wrong here. What's going on? Get #1 both years in a row." But John Gabriel was awesome.
That was great, and I think John did a excellent job. And I go back to Dennis Scott. Me and Dennis Scott grew up going to basketball camps throughout our young high school careers, and playing against each other, playing with each other in camps and stuff. So I know Dennis way before we even got to college. We played Georgia Tech twice. during one season. So bringing him in, I knew Dennis Scott was a big-time shooter, could shoot it from the locker room. Just what we put together in a short period of time,
Oh, yeah.
young guys that we enjoy each other. And when you talk about camaraderie, I think we were a team that if you look at us and see our team, the word camaraderie would be under us, because we did everything together on the floor, away from the floor. We would have cookouts at someone's house. We always doing team things. I mean, just being together. We got to know each other away from the floor. And nowadays, many teams don't have guys. You know, when we just come to practice, we play, then and go their separate ways. But once you build that camaraderie with one another, you can really do some big things and build that trust. And I think we had that trust. And I have to say that bringing in Brian Shaw with his leadership abilities and what he had been through, because Brian started his career in the NBA with the Boston Celtics when he was playing with Larry Bird and Robert Parrish
and DJ.
And all those guys. So he learned from some of the best that ever played the game. And bringing him to Orlando, I think, was a great addition. I mean, he was really a coach on the floor. I mean, he kept us together when things would get a little bit rattled on the court, away from the court. Brian Shaw was always that guy that would bring things back together.
Yep.
And then with the addition with Horace Grant, with his experience winning championships and his leadership. So you had guys who were young and new to what was going on, and then you had that veteran leadership. And I could say that we took all that in. It wasn't one head was bigger than the other. We all thrived together. And, you know, it's like we knew that, at least I can go on record and say that I knew that Penny and Shaq were the big guns. I knew that. I knew what was asked of me to defend the opposing player, if it's a guard, a small forward, because in my opinion, I think the two guard is just like the three. You know? And that was my job, to guard those guys, the Michael Jordans, the Reggie Millers, the Clyde Drexlers, and things like that, which was good for me. And I always looked at it like this. If I can try to slow down, because there's no one in the game back then that was going to stop Michael Jordan from being Michael Jordan.
True.
Just
so true.
My job was to make him work for every shot that he was taking. That's all you could do.
You did it well. You did it well, bro.
Yeah, and keep a body on him, lean on him, and be physical with him, and that type of thing. I would never tell anybody that I'm about to go out here and shut down MJ. You know, that would be the biggest lie that I ever told.
See,
and he used that for motivation.
Yeah,
but it's great that
Nick?
But
it's great that you mentioned that, Nick, because you just defined something about that team that you guys had. And, you know, like I said, me and Brian, we played together in college. We've been friends forever. We were just on the phone with each other about a week and a half ago. And like, we always talk a lot, but what you just mentioned was how everyone on that team was defined, and everybody kind of knew their roles.
Exactly.
And I think that today, and I look at today's basketball, the successful teams today are those teams that fit that mold.
Exactly.
Where players know their role and are defined with it. You know what I mean?
There's one thing with young players today, and I listen to young players when I'm I don't care if it's rec ball wherever you at, you know, you listen to young players today. Everybody wants to be a James Harden,
Yeah.
Steph Curry, LeBron.
Mhm.
But I'm sorry, everybody can't be those guys.
True.
There's a guy on the team that you need, like a PJ Tucker.
Yes. Yes.
Teams need guys like that. What's wrong with you being that guy that plays that tough defense, or that guy that gets the rebounds? You can make a name for yourself being guys like that. But
Mhm.
you listen to a lot of young men today, they want to be the guy that's averaging 30 points a game. And they
Yeah.
forget about the other roles that are needed on a team. But some guys find their niche, what works for them.
Yeah.
You can be successful being a PJ Tucker. There's nothing wrong with being a PJ Tucker.
Absolutely
There's
not.
there's
Or
there's nothing.
Eric Gordon.
Yeah,
That's
there's nothing wrong with that. But these young guys, they get in their head that they have to be a James Harden, and then some of them, you lose yourself.
Mhm.
Really, when things don't work out that way, you lose yourself.
Mhm.
So
They don't
go
have plan
in-
B.
Exactly.
yeah.
Know what your role is and define that role, because it's okay. Again, like I said, it's okay to be a PJ Tucker.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
need guys like that plays a tenacious defense, that works hard. You need guys like that. That's what make teams the makeup of a team.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hitting the corner three.
There's nothing wrong with that.
man,
Great
you are
point.
so great point. Great point. Hey, man, look, we're getting close to wrapping this thing up here. We really want to thank you for giving us your time today. Brian, Rick, anything else you want to kind of throw at my man real quick? We got about 7 minutes left.
Well, Nick, I'm gonna get you out here to Australia, man.
Bro, you know we got a long list we working on.
Well, see,
Yeah.
I know. See, here's the
We
thing.
got a charter plane. We got.
I know we're gonna have to
Remember
charter a
this.
plane and put all our guests on the plane, and then
'Cause
get them
we had,
all over here.
Hey,
had,
Remember
hey,
this.
hey, Nick.
I'm just the flight away.
All
Yeah.
right.
Well, see,
All right.
that's the whole point. Like I said, a good friend of mine, you might know him, Eddie Cox, from
Of course.
Chicago,
Yeah.
and like him and Tim Harder, like Eddie's my boy, and like we did a little thing bringing players out, and you were the first person that he mentioned in terms of coming out. So me personally, man, I'm glad I got a chance to rap to you today. Like I said, it's for me with you, it's kind of like 6 degrees of separation, man. You mentioned all these guys that I know and played with, like Lowell and those guys, and B. So it's been a pleasure, man, and we're gonna get you out here one way or the other.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Now before
Hey.
I get off of here, I'm
All
gonna
right.
throw something that you guys probably didn't even know.
All right.
My cousin played in the NBA for many, many years. He played for Cleveland, he played for Indiana, he played for the Sixers. And he now resides in the south of France after having a long career in the NBA. After he left the NBA, he moved over to France, and he never came back home. My cousin played with Leon Wood at Cal State Fullerton.
Leon, good friend.
And then
Referee.
I remember
And then
when
he-
Leon said he was going to be a referee.
Yeah,
Go
he
ahead.
is too. He did. He
Yeah.
is.
and he went on to finish his career at Fresno State. My
Wow.
cousin.
Yeah.
Tark. Did he play for Tark?
No. Did he play? Yeah, he played for Tark.
I think he did.
He's from Chicago. He played at Bowen High School. He's my first cousin. His dad and my dad were brothers. His name is Ron Anderson.
Yeah.
Ron Anderson.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
knew that was your cousin. I didn't know that was your cousin.
That is my
Ron
first cousin. I'm
Wow.
named
Yeah,
after
that.
I'm named after his dad, and that
Wow.
was my father's oldest brother.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Ron Anderson.
Wow.
He could go. He
Yeah,
could go.
he was a shooter. He was a
Oh,
shooter.
yeah.
All right. Well,
Yep.
you just increased your value a little bit more there. We'll work a little bit harder on getting you here.
Brian got his question in. I want to make a statement.
All right, go ahead, Rick, real quick. We got 3 minutes left, Rick.
I mentioned to Nick, I think in a text or whatever, our good friend C.J. Henderson put together a book of our first 25 episodes. This is number 20. Nick.
25.
Special.
25.
And
This is it.
This book, I told you, we can release it now because it's Friday in Australia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
We're going to release it, and I'm going to send you a copy
Okay.
at absolutely no charge, no Amazon.
No charge.
Send it to you because you're my friend, and you hook me up when I come over to the Magic games.
All right. I appreciate it. I appreciate
Well,
it.
yeah,
All right.
definitely gonna hook us up at the Magic games.
All right.
Hey,
All right. Yeah.
Nick, we really want to thank you, man. And look, we will be staying in touch. We've been pretty blessed on the show, being able to meet some really good people, and let you see that we're real about what we're trying to put together out here as well. So
Okay.
we really
All right.
appreciate you.
All right.
And
All right.
guys, I'm gonna say that's it for me and ABA 101. And Rick, Brian, let you guys get out of here. And yeah, let's all do this again, man.
All right,
Let the
guys.
truth stand
Thanks
in the
for
way of the
having me.
story.
Nah, thanks for being on, Nick. Really
Nick,
appreciate
all right,
it, man.
Nick,
All right,
thank
take
you,
care.
man. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Take care.
All right,
Appreciate you, Nick.
You take
Yep.
care, my brother.
Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. See you guys.
All right.
Out.
Hey guys, we have Derek Fagans from Fagans LLC on today, and we're going to be talking about what his company does and how they can help out our league, the ABA, going forward. We're looking forward to working with them, and we've got some good promotions going. So, Derek, hello, and tell us what you do, man, and how you do it.
Hi, CJ. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here and sharing this with you all. So, like you said, I have my own corporate boutique law firm in the United States, based out of Kansas City, Missouri. I got my start with large international law firms out of law school, and spent 10 years practicing in corporate and business law, and then also representing athletes and coaches. After 10 years of private practice, became general counsel for a few large companies, including in the world of advertising, and then pharmaceutical regulatory company, but always kept that passion for representing clients, including athletes and coaches and private practice. So about a little over a year ago, opened my own law firm, focusing on representing individuals and companies as outside general counsel, doing corporate and transactional work, so contract review, mergers and acquisitions, all types of real estate transactions, and really any kind of contract review, and then also representing athletes, coaches, and entertainers as not just an agent, but also their legal representation. So really just trying to be able to help those individuals through any obstacle that they may walk into, or anything that they may need, from contract negotiation to endorsements to planning for after sports, even to buying a house and a car, anything they need.
Oh, cool. And services, as far as players go, a lot of players that are coming up in the league are not super wealthy, while they're trying to build their portfolio. Do you try to build long-term relationship with the player, and kind of along the way work with them based upon where they are economically growing, or and if you have a player that may have long-term potential in a league, is your company more inclined to kind of work with that guy from start to finish kind of thing, or are you just a headhunter kind of guy? This guy's good, this guy's bad.
No, most definitely, CJ. I founded the firm and started the firm to build a client base that is long-term relationships. It was founded to be the go-to law firm for these individuals, no matter where they are in their career, whether they're just coming out of college, whether they've been in the league for 10, 12 years. My goal is to grow with the client and to be more of a family-based type relationship, and that's what the firm was founded on, is to build long-term relationships and to not just be a one deal and done type project law firm, but staying with them through whatever they need. Like I said, I mean, the goal is to not just be someone who can negotiate a contract for them, but as they're growing and needing other things, buying a house, looking at their life after athletics and after